This is a review of the Xbox 360, and Mark is going to start us off.
Hello. This is Xbox 360 controller. As you can see, it's a lot better than the original. They kind of replaced the black and white buttons with the bumpers. And this here is the charger. So if you have a wireless controller and it needs to be charged, just plug that in right there. And as the system's turned on, it'll charge. And that is the little battery port. It's not batteries, it has its own little charger that can be recharged. So it's kind of like one rechargeable battery itself. So you can always use that and be smart to buy that, so you don't have to buy batteries constantly. And you know, of course, the analog sticks and the original buttons you have, and this is turn on the controller, tells you what player you are. And my favorite game on 360 is Gears of War. I've always liked this game since it came out, and the second one's good too. I've honestly always, thought Gears of War was like a little bit better than Halo. But I like both. But Gears of War is just my more favorite because of the story and the gameplay. And the 360 was really good when it first. Well, it wasn't so. It didn't. It sold really great. It sold well when it first came out. But the only problem was the red rings of death. It had all of them were overheating, all of them were freezing. They need to be recalled. So over the years they've really progressed. They've got a Connect 360 now. It's black, it's slim, it's skinnier than that one, it's a little bit smaller. And another thing, they've came up with flash drives. So if you want to bring something over from the memory from that Xbox to the new one, you can use a flash drive. Or since the flash drives aren't removable like the 360 on that one, you can always use the flash drive from the Connect to put something there. So it works out vice versa either way. And the games were good. Gears of War came out, Ghost Recon came out, Call of Duty 2 came out, Dead Rising, Saints Row. There were a bunch of classics that came out that have made the 360 right now. And they sold good so far. They've got Gears of War 2, they've got Saints Row 2, Dead Rising 2, just a bunch of them that came out so far that have made up 360 to what it is and made it hold its ground. So, and now that we've got Connect, I honestly haven't tried it myself, nor have I tried PlayStation Move. But from what I've heard, it's been a pretty good advance towards the gameplay. And the games, I don't know what any of them are except for the fighting one, which looks really good. Honestly, all I can say about the 360, I'll give it about a 4 out of 5 because it has had problems and it still does. And there are always a few things that can be fixed. The red rings, I mean, if you still have an original, it can always get the red rings, which is a problem. Now, I want to have a system that's guaranteed not to fail, like the PlayStation 3 or the Wii. The new ones I've heard, they have like a green LED light, so basically it's like a red ring except it's a little dot. So, I want a system that's guaranteed not to fail. So that's why I give it a 4 out of 5, because it's still not guaranteed it can't fail. And the online's great. There are a bunch of people, more than PlayStation, unfortunately, but 360 is a great system. I'm not gonna lie about that. I mean, we all have our favorites, but 360 is pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but it is a good system. It has good games, good exclusives, and it's been able to hold its own. The only thing is the red rings. That's the only problem. Some things about online, but all of it's been fixed throughout the years and whatnot, but it could still use a little bit of improvements. There's always room for improvement, especially for Xbox. So, that's my review on Xbox 360.
Alright, cool.
And now Austin will speak.
My favorite game on the Xbox 360 is Alan Wake. And I picked this one because it's a lot like a Stephen King novel, and it's definitely a lot like Silent Hill. And if you're watching our Silent Hill Endurance run right now, you're going to know what I'm talking about. And I actually got this for Christmas, and it was a really good game, and it doesn't really encourage multiple playthroughs, but it's definitely good. Like the first time around, and by the end you're like, whoa, it's crazy. And the thing about the Xbox wireless controller right here is this one actually uses AA batteries, unlike the black one right there. And but this is the one that came with the system. They have wireless ones and they have wired ones. And if you don't know how to sync the controller, you gotta press the little button right there, and you gotta press the sync on the Xbox.
It's a little circle one right there underneath.
So that's that one. And Mark pretty much summed everything up. It is a really good system. I'd give it a 4 out of 5, and just because it's had its flaws in the past, but it's definitely a really good system, and it has some really good games, really good exclusive like Halo Reach. It's got Gears of War 3 coming out soon. You know, it's got some really tight games coming out, and I definitely encourage picking up Alan Wake, and definitely if you're watching some of our other videos like Saints Row and Dead Rising, our reviews for those games, you can see what kind of games you want to pick up for 360 when you first start out. I think if I had to recommend a game where like the very first game that you need to buy when Xbox, like when you first get one, I'd definitely recommend Alan Wake. But I'll take a game real fast.
Okay.
Mark, what is your game? Like, if somebody was to buy Xbox 360, what is like the must-have game? Like, you gotta buy it like right now.
I would say Gears of War 1 or 2. Either one's great. 2 has a lot of additions like Horde mode. Multiplayer is better a little bit. There's still some problems with the internet on that game. Out of all of them, I'd go. I mean, Halo Reach is really fun as well. Sometimes it can get boring, but you know, it just really depends whether you're, you know, what's your really reason you want to play it for. But I don't know. I mean, Halo Reach is good too because it's new. The story's good. That's what I like about it. But if I had to pick one game, I'd go with Gears of War. Definitely the first one because you want to know what's going on in the story, what's, you know, like what year it is or what planet or just whatever in general. You don't really want to be lost when you're playing the game because it's got a really good story, really gripping story, and the second one is really good as well. I definitely recommend that one. The second one's story is a little bit longer, but they're both a pretty decent amount of time. They're not really short. The first one may seem short if you played a lot. It is a little bit, but you know, it just really depends. But it's a really good game. There are 3 different modes. You can unlock the last one, which is really hard. I think it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, you have casual, hardcore, and insane. And I definitely play the medium, which is hardcore, before insane because it's like, you know, you're getting a taste of what it's like. It's kind of easy. It's kind of hard. But yeah, the game is good. Recommended for audiences. Teenagers or adults, even though it's for 17, but it's still a really good game. It's got a lot of blood and gore. But the story's good. The enemies, they're good. The AI is good. You know, you got basic guns like a shotgun or assault rifle or sniper or pistol, grenades, smoke grenades. You have all your basics. And the second one, they actually added a few more guns. And then the third one, I really can't wait. And the series overall, I give it a 5 out of 5. The story, the online, the additions, everything they've done has been really good and worked out so far. And that's the game I'd recommend, Gears of War Part 1 for the Xbox 360.